right now, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns to win. And please just let him pin Braun Strowman and the Fiend gets protected. Oh, man. Oh, God. They're going to give the Fiend 1 week as Universal Champion. God. Hi guys, and welcome to my WWE Payback 2020 review. So yes, last night we had Payback, and I thought it was a pretty good show, to be honest. We had some good matches, even though a lot of the card did feel like, just a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, with some quite normal matches. But I think it was a good show. Quite a few title changes, quite a few big surprises, and I thought it was good for the most part. It was a good show. Yeah. So I have 8 matches to talk about. So yeah, let's get to it. So very briefly on the pre-show, yes, we had the Riot Squad going against the Iconics. I'm not being ridiculous or anything, but I couldn't give two shits about this feud or this match. So yeah, I didn't really watch the match that much. All about Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. They're trying to gel the team. They're not trying to not fall out and all that. And they got the win in the end, pinning I don't know which Iconic they pinned, but whatever. Yeah, 9-minute match. They won. Cool. And then we got on to the kick off the show. Yes, we got a singles match for the WWE United States Championship. Yes, we got Bobby Lashley with MVP and Shelton Benjamin going up against my boy Apollo Crews defending his belt. And yeah, it was a fine 9.5-minute match. Bobby Lashley did dominate a lot of it, as I thought he was going to, because he's such a big dude. But Apollo did get some moves in there. He came back with a little comeback towards the end. He hit a pretty cool looking frog splash. Bobby Lashley kicked out. There was a few times when Bobby Lashley tried to hit like a full Nelson, but Apollo kept powering out. And yeah, I thought it was a fine match. I thought Apollo did get some good moves in there. It was a good 9-minute match, but then towards the end, I think the power of Bobby Lashley was just too much, and Apollo did injure his midsection quite early on in the match, where he was overselling it a lot. And yeah, Bobby Lashley, he locked in a full Nelson, and yeah, within seconds, Apollo tapped out. Oh. So yeah, my boy's US title reign has come to an end. But you know what? I'm not disappointed, because Apollo had a pretty decent run as United States champion for 96 days, which I think is a very, very solid reign for the US Championship. I think the only people who had the US belt for longer than that recently, I think, was Andrade, who didn't have a very good reign, 150 days, and I think AJ last year. So yeah, I think Apollo had a good run. I think Bobby Lashley's going to have a pretty dominant defense, and they obviously needed to push this Hurt Business faction, and I think Bobby Lashley now as US champion is going to push them. And well, I don't think the feud's over though, because Apollo after the match was like, I'm going to get that belt back. I'm going to get that belt back. So maybe there's going to be a rematch at Clash of Champions. We will see. Yeah, we will see. Okay, then on to the next match. Yes, we had a singles match. Yes, we had Big E going up against Sheamus. Yeah, I was like, why is this on a pay-per-view? This honestly feels like this should be a match on Raw or SmackDown. It's like, but whatever. And again, I know they're pushing Big E as a single star now. Now the New Day aren't together right now, because Xavier and Kofi are injured. So yeah, they're pushing Big E as a single star now. Good, long overdue. And this was a fine 12.5-minute match with Sheamus. Sheamus did dominate most of the match, sadly. Sheamus did dominate most of the match, sadly. I think that shouldn't be really the case. Big E's such a big unit. He shouldn't be getting dominated by Sheamus, but whatever. Yeah, Sheamus just kept pulling on him over and over again, different moves. Big E just couldn't quite get it together, but he kept kicking out of all different moves, and Sheamus just kind of getting annoyed. But then towards the end, Big E got a big comeback, and he hit a bunch of power moves, and then he hit the big ending on Sheamus to get the win. And he was like a big passionate win, yeah, going up to Corey Graves commentary, yeah, come on. So I think you can see they're definitely pushing. We're definitely pushing Big E as a single star now, aren't they? And I'm fine with it. Yeah, give Big E a big push. I love Big E, so we will see what happens on SmackDown now, where they go with him now. Maybe in the IC title picture. Maybe we will see. And then up next we had another match, which I feel could have just been left on Raw or SmackDown. Yes, we had Matt Riddle going up against King Corbin. Yeah, this was was fine. It was a 10.5 minute match. It was quite even, quite back and forth, even though it lasted quite similar to the Sheamus match, where maybe King Corbin did dominate a lot of the match. But I think Matt Riddle came back towards the end with a few moves, and yeah, it was quite a competitive match. I think it showed a lot of what Matt Riddle can do. And then yeah, but then towards the end of the match, Matt Riddle hit a floating bro, which I think is like a somersault. I think that's one of his new moves, a floating bro. What happened to the bro Derek? I like that move. But anyway, yeah, to win the match. So yeah, he wins, and Matt Riddle's like, yeah, bro, yeah. And Corbin's like, what the hell's going on? He's really pissed off. But then backstage, when we think the feud's over, Corbin attacks Matt Riddle backstage, so it looks like the feud's getting continued. Hooray! Then on to the next match. Yes, we had a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Yes, we had Bayley and Sasha Banks defending their belts up against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. This was a fun match. This was a fun 10-minute tag team match. I liked it, I've got to admit. I think there were some really funny, cool spots in this game, in this match. So throughout the match, Shayna and Nia were like constantly, pushing back because they're not meant to like each other because they're both fighting a lot previously, but they've got to join together now. I liked how Sasha and Bayley were like trying to take advantage of that. Like, so you can tell they were such a well united team, hitting all these double moves together on Shayna and Nia. But then Shayna and Nia got back into it towards the end. There was a really cool spot, I think, where I honestly thought they were going to win. Like Bayley hits this big move. I can't remember what she hit. She hit a big move on Nia Jax, and they're holding back. Shayna Baszler, 1, 2, but no. Nia Jax kicks out. Like, what? And towards the end, Baszler applied this really cool spot. She hit like a Kirifuda clutch on Bayley while applying the Deathlock on Sasha Banks. And it was really cool. And Banks tried to poke Baszler's eye, but Baszler then used Sasha's own arm to choke Bayley. It was so cool, man. And then due to that, so she had both of them in a double submission. It's like it looked a really cool spot. And then Bayley tapped out to win, and yeah, what a spot. And that means Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are the new women's tag team champions. And I thought, yeah, I'm fine with this. I think they're going to be a really good tag team together. I predicted them to win. Sasha and Bayley, this is just another big sign for them falling out now. What happened at SummerSlam, now what happened here. And Sasha after the match was looking really pissed off at Bayley. So yeah, we're marching slowly forward now to that big match for the SmackDown Women's title. When are they going to do it between Sasha and Bayley? Is it going to be a Clash of Champions? I don't think that's a big enough show for that match. I really think they should save that match till Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble. But we will see. But anyway, yeah. And Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax win after the match. Nia Jax is going crazy. She's like, yeah, we won. And Shayna's like, yeah, we did. And I think they're going to be a really good tag team together, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. I think they could have a long reign with those tag team belts, because I can't see anyone beating those two for those belts, because I don't think anyone else in the women's division is strong enough right now. No, I think they're going to have a long reign with those belts, probably hold them to WrestleMania or Royal Rumble. We will see. But we had a singles match. Yes, we had Big Boy. We had Keith Lee going up against Randy Orton. And, oh my. Oh my indeed. So, yes. So the match gets started. And before the match gets started, Orton's like taunting Keith Lee. Like, you should respect me. You're looking to be in this ring with me. And Keith Lee's just looking up. And they've done that whole bask in the glory. He's like, yeah. And but then Randy does hit a few moves here and there. Like they fight outside the ring for a little bit. But like Randy Orton actually lifts up Keith Lee and boom, puts him on the announce table. That was a really cool spot. And Randy's acting all confident. But then Keith Lee gets back in the ring and he starts hitting his whole power set. He does his all crazy different moves that we saw him doing in NXT. And in the climax, which is when they got very interesting, Orton tried to hit an RKO and Keith Lee was like, no! But then Keith Lee countered a really cool counter into a spirit bomb. 1, 2, 3! Keith Lee pins Randy clean in 6.5 minutes. That's how long the match was. It was only a 6.5 minute match. Wow! I mean, what a massive win for the big boy, Keith Lee. He has just pinned Randy Orton clean on his main roster pay-per-view debut in a 6-minute match. Wow. If that doesn't tell you they are fully behind Keith Lee, then I don't think anything will, but wow. He just pinned Randy Orton clean in 6 minutes with one Spirit Bomb, which wasn't even really his finisher in NXT. That the Ground Zero was. The Spirit Bomb was more just like a big fancy move that he hit in NXT, but most people just kicked out of it, like Dominic Dijakovic and NXT. But he hits it on. I assume that's going to be like his main move on the main roster. So he hits it on Randy. 1, 2, 3. Wow! And Randy was really selling it. Randy was just like, oh, what the hell just happened? I just got bulldozed by Keith Lee. And Randy's outside the ring going, what the hell just happened? And Keith Lee's like doing that pose he does. I can't remember what it looks like. And he's like looking all cocky and I love it. I love it. I'm so happy for him because Keith Lee is one of my lower tier favourites, and I'm so happy to see him get this massive win over Randy. I did not think it'd be this quick. 6 minutes. Who has beaten Randy in 6 minutes clean? Like, ever? I can't think of anyone. Like, so it just goes to show how big they are on Keith Lee, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do next week with the big boy Keith Lee. Speaking of Randy though, he's taken quite a bit of a dip, hasn't he? I mean, he was a massive heel for months, killing it. One of the biggest heel in the company for months. And then he got roll up pinned by Drew at SummerSlam, and now he's just lost clean to Keith Lee in 6 minutes here. Back to back pay-per-view losses. So what's going to happen now? Is Randy just going to punt kick Keith Lee on Raw like he did with Drew? I don't know. But I assume the Drew McIntyre feud isn't over. So I think we're going to get a rematch with Randy and Drew. Probably at Clash of Champions, and maybe Keith Lee's in there too. We will see. But wow. That was the biggest shock of the night so far. What a first week for Keith Lee. Wow. A long way to continue. Bask in his glory. Limitless Keith Lee. Woo! Just get him a new theme tune now, because that theme tune sucks balls. Last two matches, yes. We got what I think was a match of the night. Yes, we got a tag team match, which we got Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio going up against Seth Rollins and Murphy. And yeah, I think this was match of the night. It was really good. It was a great 16-minute tag team match. Obviously, this was like revenge for Rey and Dominic. After they just had Seth's had the number. Seth, took Rey's eye out at Extreme Rules. Seth beat Dominic at SummerSlam. So this was like payback now for the Mysterios. And yeah, this was a really good match. I think Dominic definitely held his own here. I think he's improving each and every match now. But he had some great workers with him to oversell and help him through the match. With Buddy Murphy's incredible. We all know how good Rey is, and of course Seth Rollins. So it was really good. A lot of the match, I think Seth and Murphy were like beating down Dominic in some parts. Like classic tag team match, and then Mysterio trying to get the hot tag in, and then other way around. They're beating down Rey, and Dominic trying to get the hot tag in, and then make his comeback. It was a really good match though. It was so back and forth, very fast paced. You can tell they'd really rehearsed a lot of the moves in this. But then towards the end, Rollins tried to hit a powerbomb on Rey, but then Rey countered out of it and he threw Rollins back. And then Murphy, as the legal partner, he accidentally kicked Rollins in the head, taking him out. Rollins is out, and then that led to Dominic took advantage. He hit a 619 and a splash on Buddy Murphy to win. And yeah, Dominic's first win as a wrestler. Really cool match. Obviously, Murphy was taking the pin. There's no way Seth was taking the pin yet. A really cool match. So match of the night, I think, in terms of like in-ring wrestling, and I think it was great. Really, really good. And yeah, Dominic's first win, and it looked like there was a bit of tension now between Seth and Buddy, because Buddy was like, I'm so sorry. Seth was just staring at him like that, and then he walked off, leaving Buddy alone. So they're teasing a bit of tension between those two. We will see where it leads, yeah. But really good match, and I'm very happy for Dominic. And I'm very happy for Dominic and Rey, yeah, because they finally got some vengeance. But I think Seth's turn's next, because we're getting Seth and Rey tonight, aren't we, on Raw. So yeah, we will see. The main event. Yeah, you know it's coming. Yes, so we got a no-holds-barred triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship. Yes, we got The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, defending his belt up against Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Yes, I'm actually wearing one of his old t-shirts, yes. Believed it. With Paul Heyman. So The Fiend comes out first, and I'm like, why is The Fiend coming out first? He's Universal Champion. He shouldn't be coming out first. Yeah, and he's also wearing just the Blue Universal Championship. He hasn't got the cool Fiend version of the belt, so that told me straight away the Fiend wasn't winning. So yeah, the Fiend comes out, and then he's in the ring, and then boom, Braun Strowman attacks the Fiend. No entrance, and then the Fiend and Braun just get it on. Boom, they start fighting again. No sign of Roman. Roman's just not there. I'm like, no sign of Roman. He's just vanished. And yeah, and then the Fiend and Braun just get it on for a while. I mean, they have like very similar to the match at SummerSlam. They just start bashing each other into stuff. A really hard hitting, like 10-minute brawl between these two before Roman even came out. I've got a lot of notes here. So Strowman performed like a powerbomb on the Fiend for a near fall, and the Fiend hit a Sister Abigail on Strowman for the near fall. And then the Fiend tried to hit the Fiend hit a Uranagi on Strowman through the table. Really cool spot. And then the Fiend went to go and get that big mallet he used at Hell in a Cell last year. He didn't get to use it though. Strowman rose to his feet, attacked, and then the Fiend actually got the mallet and wham, whacked Strowman with it. And then the Fiend got some steel step, boom, whacked Strowman with it. And after which they both went up to the entrance ramp for a little bit. And they're like throwing each other into the LED screen. But then, as the Fiend tried to hit another Sister Abigail, Strowman countered, and then he hit a running spear on the Fiend. Wow! And then knocking himself and the Fiend like off the stage. They both just knocked out like that. But then they both get back up and they fight towards the ring. Yeah, and then Strowman gets to the top rope. And tries to hit like a big splash or something. But then the Fiend gets back up and they hit a big superplex off the top rope, and the ring collapses. That was really cool, man. That was really cool. The ring just collapses. I thought it was going to go Strowman. Every time Strowman falls off the top rope, the ring collapses. Look what happened with Big Show in this matches a few years ago. So yeah, and they're both just lying there, and then Bano, Roman Reigns makes his entrance, of course, with Paul Heyman. He signs the contract with a steel chair, walks towards the ring. Oh man, and then just classic Roman now. This is what he's going to do, just like what Brock Lesnar did in the Money in the Bank last year. He's going to come in at the very last minute and win it with minimal effort. He's a true Paul Heyman guy now, Roman. So then Roman tried to hit the pin on the Fiend and Strowman. They both kicked out. And then Roman started to attack the Fiend with multiple chair shots. Braun kicked out. And then Reigns tried to attack the Fiend with a chair, but then the Fiend got up and hit a claw on Roman. I was like, yes, come on. But then Roman powered out of it, but then Roman was like, oh, really selling it. Like, what the hell was that? But then Roman hit a low blow on the Fiend. Oh, Roman, you dirty bugger. He truly is a Paul Heyman guy now. He hit a low blow on the Fiend, taking him out. And then in the closing moments, Roman, boom, hit the spear on Braun. 1, 2, 3. And your new Universal Champion and a 2-time Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Yes, Roman Reigns. It was obvious. I predicted Roman to win. And yeah, it does suck balls that they only gave the Fiend 1 week as Universal Champion. But I'm not angry. I'm not going to have a rant. I'm just disappointed. But and like I said, Strowman took the pin. Roman pinned Strowman with a spear. So the Fiend got protected. He was outside the ring. He didn't get pinned. So I'm not that pissed off. They obviously still want to protect the Fiend. That's why Strowman took the pin. So I'm not too bothered. It's just disappointing they gave the Fiend a week with the belt. What was my only thing? I think this is leading towards a storyline with the Fiend and Roman probably heading towards Clash of Champions or Hell in a Cell. And don't forget, during the match, we saw Alexa Bliss, like, watching the match, like, doing her hair like that, watching the match, looking at the Fiend. So they're still definitely teasing something between the Fiend and Alexa Bliss. We will see where this is leading. I think it's looking very, very intriguing heading into SmackDown. We will see. And Roman Reigns has got the belt back, that he never lost in 2018, when he had to drop the belt due to his leukemia back in 2018. So yeah, Roman's got the belt back. Fair enough. I would have rather had the Fiend had a bit longer than a week, or you could have just had Strowman keep the belt at SummerSlam, like a no contest or something, and then Strowman loses the belt here. I just don't get. But yeah, Roman. I'm not going to rant. I think Roman, as the Universal Champion on SmackDown with Paul Heyman at his side, I think it's a very intriguing prospect. and I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going to go. I really am. Like, I'm excited. I'm disappointed The Fiend has such a short reign for his second run, but I do think it's not the end of the feud. I think The Fiend and Roman is only just beginning, when we will see probably a Clash of Champions in Hell in a Cell. Maybe if Alexa Bliss joins The Fiend in the coming weeks, imagine that. Alexa Bliss and The Fiend versus Paul Heyman and Roman. That could be a very interesting feud. We will see where it goes. And maybe Braun's still in this feud as well. So yeah, that was Payback. I thought it was a good show. You know, I thought a lot of title changes. Like, I think every title changed hands. You know, a new United States champion, new Women's Tag Team champions, new Universal champion. I thought the Mysterios versus Seth Rollins and Murphy was man of the match. Very good match. Keith Lee, what a statement that was, beating Randy Orton clean in 6 minutes. Wow, the big boy has arrived. And Matt Riddle, King Corbin, and Big E and Sheamus were fine. So yeah, it was a good show. And considering it only had a 1 week build, I think Payback was a pretty good show. Yeah, and now we can just all have a nice big break, and now we can just slowly build up in the next 4 weeks to Clash of Champions in September. Yeah. So yeah, guys, what did you think of Payback? Comment below. Let me know. So yes, thank you for watching, guys. I'll be back this weekend with a Premier League football video for our upcoming predictions for the new season with James and Callum. If you like football, watch that. I'm wrestling. I'll probably be back in mid-September with my Clash of Champions prediction video. Yes, probably with Callum, hopefully. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. Burn him. Let him in.